Welcome to DPTV episode 8. This month, King Richy the First and Sir Stan Powers bring you more loves than ever before. Ha! The jokes will hit you thick and fast in the face. This episode brings you the segment with so many names, it has no name. A new segment talking a peek at wrestlers looking for love in DPTV. We look at BECW's King of British Wrestling Tournament, and we introduce you to DPTV's special guest host, Gorachand.
TV party tonight! TV party tonight! TV party tonight! TV party tonight! We're gonna have a TV party tonight! Alright! We're gonna have a TV party alright! Tonight! We've got nothing better to do than watch TV and have a couple of brews.
Like it.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this DPTV segment, The Eye on the Internet, or Ask DP, or You're In For A Tweet. There's so many different names for this segment that there's just no point in giving it one, so we'll just call it the segment without a name. Here we go. Firstly, we have a message from Reb Randall, and she says, "Love the show. When will you be getting your tag team title rematch?" The answer is, Reb Randall, if that is your real name, we don't want one. We could take our rematch anytime we wanted and regain those titles. We don't want that though. We're setting our sights on bigger things now. Stay tuned for more details on that. Then we have, this is an old message, but this comes to us written on... Sorry, I thought they were coming for me. This is an old message, but it was written on Delightful Powers' Facebook wall. From Hell's Henchman. This must have been after WrestleFest, I assume. Now, you have to bear with me. I'm guessing they don't have very good schools in the underworld. You may have costed us the chance. No, I'm sure you just meant cost us the chance. There was no need for that ED, was there? Whatever one of you henchmen wrote this, and I didn't know that you got Wi-Fi and the internet and Facebook in hell. Apparently you do. No ED needed. Just so you know. You may have costed us the chance for the championship. The championship? No, it's a championship. It's not a ship. You don't go sailing on it. It's not the cruise liner of champions. It's a championship. God! Anyway, let's get back to the message. You may have costed us the chance for the championship. This is just making me angry. But we will be back to get your delightful powers. But we will be back to get your delightful powers. Hell's Henchman, if you can shed any light onto what exactly did you mean by this, I don't understand. Sorry, I speak English, not nonsense. We have from Yana Louise White. Slosh. Oh no, sorry, you're supposed to do that the other way. We're in the cough, aren't you? Sorry, I messed up. When will the DPTV DVDs be released? We're working on it, and they will be coming very soon. P.T. Staniforth asks, what are your views on pikey preliminary talent called Craig? Personally, I don't know any wrestlers, preliminary talent or otherwise, called Craig. I've known a few backyarders. One backyarder in particular called Craig. He was brilliant. He was like the deluxe version of a backyarder. But real wrestlers called Craig, I'm afraid I don't know any personally. So, sorry, not a great answer for you, but there you go. We have from Vicky Hardy, just E thought. Now, again, E thought, I don't quite understand. Maybe it was supposed to be A, and you just got your vowels mixed up. But just E thought, for those of us who don't want to love DP, no. Just no, Vicky. No. And on to our final message. We have Mean Gene Bennett would like to ask how Stan feels about Richy winning the King of British Wrestling crown. How do I feel? I feel bloody marvellous. Well done, Richy. Well bloody done. All hail King Richy the First. Might have been slightly different had I been in the tournament and not out injured, but that's irrelevant. Richy won. Richy's king. You should all respect that. He goes on to say, and what are their views on assaulting BECW staff? In my opinion, most of the BECW staff are bitches. They deserve a slap. And that's all for Eye on the Internet. You're in for a tweet. Ask DP segment. A new message has just come in. Awesome new segment, guys. I can't wait till next month. Brilliant. Well, thank you very much. I don't even know how you've done that. We haven't uploaded it yet. But marvellous. Anyway, that's enough from me. Now let's go over that way.
Oh, brilliant idea. Hello there, and welcome to a brand new segment for DPTV. We like to call this one Dating Pages. A brand new meaning for the letters DP. Well, we received an interesting application at DPTV HQ from none other than Hades.
Hades.
Hades, you are a very lucky man. You are our first in many applicants that we will get through on this segment.
Tell us about Hades.
So, Hades, Lord of the Underworld, says here he's a wrestler, and when he wins, he plunges his opponents down in the underworld to live out the rest of their miserable lives, stewing on damnation as he laughs at their perils.
Lovely.
Cracking. That is how you get a woman hooked.
What is he doing with his life currently?
Hades currently says on his dating application, he is teaming with the Necromancer and Dia Morelli to form the Hell's Henchmen at BECW. Also, he likes sitting around in his dark, damp flat, thinking about ways to inflict punishment on people.
What does he say he's good at?
Hades, under his talents, what he's good at on his dating site, he's good at slaughtering virgins.
Brilliant.
Slaughtering virgins, taking souls, being all-round demonic, and this is an odd one, and Tetris. Lord of the Underworld has Game Boy Advance. In hell.
What do people notice about Hades when they first see him, either in flesh, on video, camera?
Spot on. These are the first things I noticed about Hades. His battle armour. He's even given us a story behind the battle armour, bestowed upon me by a knight from the underworld. That. Another thing, his war paint. Striking fear into my enemies.
That's not just conjunctivitis.
It's not swelling of the eyes, it's not no beauty sleep, it's war paint. Direct quote from him there, striking fear into my enemies. And his height.
So, can you tell me anything about him, his favourite things? What's his favourite book, for example?
His favourite book, believe it or not, very, very cliche. Very cliche. It's just suave. The Satanic Bible.
Thought you were going to go with 50 Shades.
50 Shades. 50 Shades of Dark.
Yeah, 50 Shades of Black. 50 Shades of Death. What about his favourite film?
His favourite film, he hasn't actually given me a favourite film. He's just put any horror film.
That's a genre. We didn't ask that.
I know, but I love watching people suffer slow and painful deaths. That just seemed over the top.
Well, if that's what he likes, at least he's being honest.
It is. His favourite band? Slayer.
Okay, what's his favourite food?
His favourite food, he's put two here. He devours souls.
Souls?
Don't see how that can be tasty. But also, and noodles.
Okay, we asked Hades, name us 6 things that you can't live without. What did he say?
Well, he's put some very interesting answers. Ladies, you're onto a catch with this one. See, the 6 things he says he can't live without. His sacrificial dagger. Very understandable. His underworld armour, once again. Why was it so special?
By a knight from the underworld.
Knight from the underworld. He says DM Morelli. The necromancer.
Well, this just gets weirder.
It does, but it gets back to normal now. His war paint. Understandable, striking fear into his enemies. And he's got here his Sex and the City DVD box set. There you go, ladies. He's got a soft side.
What would we most likely find Hades doing on a typical Friday night?
He says here, getting ready to punish someone on the weekend. I like to make sure that people don't have fun. There's so many wrongdoers out there.
Surely sacrificing virgins is a wrongdoing. What's the most private thing he was willing to admit to us?
He's got a soft side. Hades says, and we'll bring this up on screen just for proof, sometimes I just need a woman to hold me at night.
That is, we asked Hades, why should someone message him?
I feel women should message me if you are a virgin, willing to be brought into the underworld, treated, to live there like my queen.
Sounds almost like the start of my dating profile.
But it goes on to say, and would be willing to give up your life to be sacrificed for the greater good. There you go, ladies. If you're looking for a short-term thing or a fling, at DP Dating on Twitter.
Stay tuned. Get honest. On the internet, there's a load of different ways. We'll list them all right now. Look. That was quick. We'll do it again. There you go. There's a lot of ways to get hold of us. Make sure you do. We like your feedback.
DPTV.